amazing because our passion is limited.
I am, I'm rich.
That's what I'm talking about. Welcome back to another great episode of Faith Grind Inspire podcast. I am your host, Gene Alert, and I first want to start off the podcast and, send my condolences to the family and friends and everyone who was affected by the recent loss last week of Nipsey Hussle. And, it's really tough because he's an entrepreneur and he stood for a lot of things that were positive. And he was really trying to help his community. And, we lost a good one, So, but I hope that he inspired others to step up and do the same type of work in their communities as well across the country. So, hope his mission is not lost, and let's continue to fight, right? So with that being said, today we have a really, really, really good person. And she's a special guest to me because she's actually an entrepreneur that inspires me, right? And not just inspires me in just because she's a business owner, but because she's a parent. She's really, her name is, I'm not going to say her name yet, but she's a person that inspires me because when I see her moving around the neighborhood and the community, she always has her son with her. And as a baby, I saw this kid as a baby. I saw him in her shop. I saw her while she was doing construction. The baby was there helping. I saw this kid grow up. And I said, when I have a kid, this is how I'm going to be. And then when I had my kid 3 years ago, I saw how hard it was. I was like, yo. Yep. So I want to give it up to SuperFrench.
Thank you.
SuperFrench is in the building. I know a lot of you guys know her. Some of you guys don't. If you don't know, you need to know her, and you will know her today. And she's a superhero, right? And to a lot of people, she's been serving the community, serving New York for 24 years. 24 years. And she was spreading her magic. And this episode, she actually, we'll get into it, but she's going back to France, and America's losing somebody special. You know what I mean? And I wanted to be one of the last people to interview her because to close it out and to bring it out like that. So, you know what's so interesting, Bree? I've never done an intro for anyone. I've never done an intro for anyone. I swear to you.
Oh, my God.
Never introduced anybody. That was like the longest. It's like, let's get right to it. Yeah. So with that being said, SuperFrench, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on. It was really cool, too, just to give a little people some backstory, right? So I text her, we set up the date, and I text her the wrong date, and then, but I booked the right date, for the studio time. And I even said, hey, we could ride in together. She was like, no, I'll meet you there. And we ended up taking the train together. So it was really good bonding time,
Yeah, it was.
It was fun.
It was
fun.
It was, we covered a lot already. We had this is part 2, I think, right?
Yeah, this is part 2.
This is part 2. So we so ready.
Yeah, we're ready. So SuperFrench. So clearly, everybody knows from the name where you're from, right? So tell me.
Pretty obvious.
Yeah,
At
right.
This
pretty
point,
obvious.
I think we got it.
Yeah, we got it, right? So you're from France. Tell people what made you come to America 24 years ago.
24 years ago was it was kind of like an overnight move. I graduated. I knew that English was definitely not on my best and quality. So I say I have to be fluent in English if I want to do either integrate a school or if I need to get good jobs. Mm-hmm. So met a girl, and the girl telling me that she just came back. I think she was coming back from Spain, and she was an au pair. And I said, what is that, an au pair? Oh, you babysit kids and you get paid, you live with a family, and you can go, anywhere, but, She was in Spain, and I said, what are the options? And I started looking, and I don't know if I use her organization that was called Au Pair. Was it Au Pair? Yeah, it was Au Pair. And looked in, and I had two choices. I could go to the UK or I could go to America. And I was just like, fuck that! I'm not gonna go to UK. It's too close. I'm just gonna go to the US. And then and I sent my application, and then they got back to me, and then got an interview with the family, and I left August 16, 1995.
Wow.
Overnight. I was like, what the? I was setting all my shit, setting my clothes, my little furniture. I lived with my parents, so, I had like a good life. It was cool. It was nice, study, graduate. And then, I said, I'm out. And I left.
And just left?
I left. And I landed in New York City, JFK Airport. It was a big plane. The plane was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. That was the beginning for me of like a disproportionate thing big. We got in a huge hotel on 57th Street. Huge. It was huge. The room, the bed were like king size. I never seen a king size bed. And, it was just like big bed. Everything was big. The food, the salad, the from the diner where we were, having our little, lunch with all the girls. We were like 200 girls from Europe, from all around the world, pretty much. And it was maybe 10 French girls. That's not really, it's very, being an au pair, it's very a European mindset, especially for girls in the Nordic country, Sweden, Denmark, where when they graduate, they step out of the family house, and then they do 1 year abroad. It's very common.
It's very common.
Yeah. But we had an au pair in my small town where I grew up. And I remembered that she was from Utah. And so I had met an au pair, an American girl. And I literally did, something later on in life, the same thing that she experienced.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So when you came to America, right, did you ever believe that entrepreneurship was going to be for you?
No, I was way too young.
Yeah.
I was 23. You know what I mean? I was like, super ignorant, super just very 23, naive. I don't even know how I was, but my mind was not the entrepreneur, but without knowing, and now looking back 24 years later, and then trying to look back at my life, my mindset was already, I gotta get a job, because my parents were just giving me that little, money weekly, that you get when you, and usually it's really nothing, because you're not supposed to have a fucking $500. You're supposed to have like a little 40, 60, 80, at that time it was the franc. So you had that money, and you have to be grateful for that, because your parents work hard and they give you a little something for you to buy a little something, but it's a very small amount.
Yeah.
So I realized that I wanted to make sure that I had that cover, because I didn't want to be short on myself. I wanted to buy myself what I wanted to buy, and I didn't want to tell my mom what I wanted to buy, and I didn't want to have for more to get that thing. So I was like, you know what? I need to find a way of making more money.
Yeah.
But it was not a money obsession. It was more just a sign of being independent.
Independent. I get it.
That's it. I got that.
Yeah.
And I did. So as soon as I was on the age to work, 15 years old, but before that I was babysitting. I was already getting little thing, like I was already, I guess I was already an entrepreneur, and you don't know. You just don't know.
No.
Right? So if you do that.
Let me tell you, when you're 23, especially back then, right? We didn't even, the word entrepreneur wasn't even there.
Yeah.
It was there, but it wasn't like
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't there. No one was going around. There was nothing. No one was glorifying, hey, I'm an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur back then meant you were unemployed.
But maybe, but in France will be different though.
Yeah, in America,
Right.
Like I remember when I first started business.
Yeah, working from home is like, what?
They were like, you don't have a job. And I'm like, no, but I'm making money. I know Gary Vaynerchuk, he says that he was in school and he was making $10,000 or $4,000 a weekend selling cards. And his friends' parents used to tell him, don't hang out with him. He's a loser.
Yes.
Because they valued more education versus you making money, and business and being an owner, So
I know.
So so I get it. So you didn't believe that you were an entrepreneur, but you were.
Yes, I was just excited to have that money. It's a process in France. When you get your food, you like really, you dress nice when you go to the supermarket. Like you dress.
Yeah.
You're going out to buy some food and make a meal that's going to make you feel good.
Yeah.
So the whole process of food, it's very important. So I worked there and then I moved, to fruit and vegetable. And then I graduated when I was 18 and boom, I was a cashier. Oof, that was hard. Cashier was difficult. That's the final touch. That's when, they got to pay the bills and you got to go really fast. And, it's like you don't really want to talk because you got to walk really fast. You got to get that card out and money in the register.
Uh-huh.
And then within that job, I started meeting up the little shop around because it's like for here I would compare as a mall.
Yeah.
The supermarket is like a mall, right? And you got the little shop where you can buy your glasses, fix your shoe, whatever. And then I met a woman with the shoe store and I started working there. And then the woman had a little lingerie store and she was, she wanted to have the weekend off. So I worked there on weekends and I did 2-3 jobs and I learned customer service. I learned service. I learned I learned everything. And I learned the basic.
Yeah.
All the foundation in France.
Yeah. Now, I didn't ask you a question. Well, we know you from France, but what part?
I'm from the northern east. I'm from Alsace-Lorraine. So that's the little northern east region that was always in a battle with Germany. Germany wanted us, and then we fought, and then back and forth. So it was a big entrance towards the German territory right at the border. So we have heavy history. American base, a lot of American base where I'm from.
Mm-hmm.
So the northern east, Alsace-Lorraine. I'm from Nancy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. So when you got to America, 23, 24, how long did it take you or how long did you stay in that position, the job that you came into America for? Like what's it called? The term that you use, where they take all the women, you said the girls leave, they come, you with a group, it was 10 French women.
10 French women?
Yeah, 10 French girls. You said, there was a name that you said, and you said there was a girl from Utah.
Oh, the au pair.
Au pair.
Au pair,
yeah.
sorry. I was so for my job, I was like, which term?
Yeah,
so for the question is from that, my term.
From how long were you au pair in America?
1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
And then what happens after that?
And then after that, I moved to New York.
Okay. So wait. So when you were au pair, right?
Yeah.
You weren't in New York?
No, I was in Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So wait. So when you came to America, they landed in New York.
We had like a little conference, how to be a good au pair.
Got
so
it. So
last
you had your
minute
training
tips,
in New York.
Training in New York.
And then they shipped
that
everybody
was
to different places.
3 days. 3 days? 3-4 days.
Uh-huh.
And then they put your ass on a small plane and you go.
Wow. So everybody spread.
Everybody spread.
Okay.
I was actually going, my first family was in Missouri, St. Louis.
Yeah.
And I remember that when I went on a US map at home in that big encyclopedia. Of course, you didn't have that on the.
Yeah, we didn't have the Google.
We didn't have. Google, no, that does not exist. You open your book and you look for it. And I remember looking for, major cities, big round dot, polka dot, big one. And then the smallest city will be, according to size. And then I end up going to a really tiny one. I remember saying, wow, this is weird. I had a hard time finding it first. And then it was a very tiny little dot. I only stayed 1 month, and then I moved, switched family, and then I ended up going to Virginia.
Virginia. Oh, how was that experience? Because Virginia and St. Louis is totally different.
Yeah. Well, you're talking about the experience of living over there or the experience of being an au pair? Because that could be another, first it's a cultural clash. You're coming from your small town and you're already in America and you are in a suburb now in America, and then you're working for a family, and there is a language barrier, obviously, and then you have to make your way, and so it's a great way to learn the language, because I'm from the 70s, so my generation, English was never big in France at that time. We started learning English at 11 years old, 10, 11. That's already way too late. It's over. Your brain is fried. Now you're going into the dumb phase, like it's 11, going close to the puberty. This is never going to go in, ever. So it's way too late for any French to be. So my English was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So what age what was your first business that you started in America? Like, how did you get back to New York from Virginia?
From Virginia, I got to New York because I met someone, so I had a boyfriend.
Okay. You met him in Virginia?
I met him in New York.
Okay.
On the third day that I was in that, au pair conference. Me and another French girl were like, we good. We got that. We good babysitters.
Yeah.
We're going to explore. So we left. We sneak out. And we were walking on 57th Street. I'm in New York. I gotta go, right? And then we just walking. And then I met, someone randomly I think it was 57 and 5th.
Yeah.
Looking at some glasses,
That's funny.
Yeah, true story. And he was like, ooh, love in the first sight.
He said, yeah, he was like, I love that French accent.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And then he got me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. We got married later on. I got divorced. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We spent 8 years together.
That's cool.
Yeah. I was very young.
Okay.
Nobody knows that.
No, I didn't know that. Well, see,
my son asked me actually. He said, "Mama, were you married before?" And I was just like, "What should I answer?" Well, that's a weird question. I said, "Yes." Oh, question. All the question now. There is something going in his head. Who was he? Do you still talk to him? Lots of questions. I started something. I should have said no, but I said, yes.
Yeah, no.
So he wants to know.
Yeah, they're curious. That's the,
right.
They're at the age
and
now.
it's nicely asked.
Yeah.
It's just a normal question.
Yeah, exactly. He wants to know about, you know what? Let me find out more about my mom.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So what was your first business?
So my very first business, my very first job, after being an au pair, really the
job.
Well, no, because the job, it was so many. Okay. Really, it was a lot. But I feel like each job was related to the very, very, very first idea, I think, of, if I have to talk about more the entrepreneur or, mindset, like we say, it was more, I always wanted to work on a comic book. That's the number one project, a book.
Yeah.
That's the number one project that since the beginning, I really want to do. And it's more and more when I saw, when SuperFrench was born. It was kind of like a clique that SuperFrench was. I was already a brand and I didn't even know. And along my years, in America, I built that brand and it's now really, it is me. But I didn't know back then, but I always wanted to have a book, an illustration book, something with, so that's what I started working on.
Okay.
But it was very, very difficult and it's still an ongoing project. He went through a lot of upside down and lots of money spent and lots of frustration. But I guess, all because it's not ready to come out yet.
Exactly.
And I was rushing something that I had no idea that, I wanted it. I want my comic book. I know what I want. But then I evolved, I've changed, and I went through actually, I find as I'm cleaning, because now I'm packing all my shit. So now that I'm cleaning around, I'm finding a lot of my diary and books, and I'm finding a lot of drawings and things, and I'm seeing that project, where it was 10, 15 years ago.
Wow.
And it's that's where I really think as an entrepreneur, when you reach that point where, we're all driven. Everybody wants to do dope shit, and everybody wants, we all have talents. You know what I mean? But it's the process of going through that. A lot of time you lose that because you're so caught up on running your business and make money, make profit, pay the bills, all that stuff that really kill the whole aspect of the entrepreneur, because truthfully, it's not at this point. I really think the entrepreneur is like really for me, the excitement of the not knowing what I'm going to do,
yes,
and going through it,
yes,
creating shit, talking about it, and seeing then that it's happening. I always had a wall of ideas,
yes,
and I literally have that wall fold up, and I have picture, and I used to always glue things, write on it, add something, a week later, peel off something, a month later, add something, more writing. So that thing is super weird. And if you don't know, you know, the creative process, you would look at it and be like, wow, that girl is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Everything on my wall, several walls that I've done, happen.
Mm-hmm. See, those are vision boards.
Vision boards.
They have parties now where they do that, you know? But what you were doing was a vision board. And
Not knowing.
That's what I'm saying. Not knowing. A lot of these concepts that people are doing now, it's what creatives and entrepreneurs used to do by themselves without structure, without knowing. You know, I had my rooms filled with pictures and like I was obsessed with it. You know, and I want to talk about that. Right? Do you think that to be a successful entrepreneur, you sort of have to be obsessed with what you're doing, or do you just think you could just wing it?
You have to be obsessed. You have to be obsessed. It's like it's almost impossible not to be obsessed if it's something that you really deep inside, it's the one that you're willing to take punches. You gotta be obsessed because you want to avoid those, right? But you're gonna get them, and you gotta be ready to take them. And every time, you know, be grateful and keep on moving and get stronger. But not everybody can take them. It's really, 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 really fucking hard. It's like going on your first boxing fight and you're absolutely not prepared. You haven't done your jump ropes and your speed bag, and you just been, you know, talking shit, you know, I'm the best. And then you go and you get that first knockout and then you wonder why. You gotta be obsessed.
You do.
And it's a healthy obsession. It's your creativity, your mind, your drive that you're putting out there that people are going to be receiving, and some will never get it. Never. Some will take something out of this, and this is it. That's the whole goal. Whether it's good or bad, but that's the goal of an entrepreneur. Where you know you we're talking when we're on a trend, right? That, you know, hashtag dope moments, right? Those dope moments that really, you know, it's so interesting because 24 years I've already forgot so many things. You know what I mean? Because I've been so busy doing so much. And then as I start putting on my on a piece of paper, tracing, literally doing a chart of my life, my 24 years, I had so much memories. There were so many things that I forgot, but by putting date and putting what I was doing, the job, blah, 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 and then the gap, and looking at the if I could do a chart, it would be super interesting. And I had so much memories, and I find my diaries and I start reading and I start being like, oh shit, I've done that in 92. You know, I was there in 96.
Yeah.
And in 2008. And then where I was stable and where I was a little unstable early on, and then stability when I was a trainer for like 12 years, I was stable. I was good.
You were a trainer?
I was a private trainer.
Wow. Where?
I was killing it.
Where?
All over the city.
All over the city?
Yeah.
Private, or it was
I was doing both.
Gym?
I was working for a gym, and I was doing private. So I was also, you know, that was my that was the beginning of understanding.
Yeah.
That was really the beginning of understanding the value of money. When you start being at the service of rich people.
Talk about it.
when we were joking on a train, like, I come with my entourage and I have all, so for me, like, I really, encounter a lot of rich people. Rich, really, 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 really rich. And I learned from them. Because my clients worked in finance and hedge funds, and they have their own company, real estate, everything, you name it. Okay? They start their business, they work for a company, but they were money driven. Mm-hmm. They had a lot of money. They had already all the luxury you could dream of, right? A huge apartment, big windows, 44th floor, housekeeper, trainer, access to good food. Everything is there for you to succeed and have a great day and make more money. And then I've seen them in such a struggle and fear when the market crashed, that my mind was like, holy shit, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be a fear because my money or my wealth is going out of the window. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy actually to see that some people really jump out of boats and kill themselves when the money went down to the drain, and they just lost it all. The entrepreneur mindset should be more that, let's just, let me grind, let me just do it, let me get excited. I wanna live the process. I wanna be the one. And I always say, I got fine lines all over. Like if I remove the glasses, you'd be like, oh, like she's so exhausted. I am exhausted.
Yeah.
Like, let's remind the audience that, this is my second day.
Yeah.
That's my second day off. And I just sold my business on Monday.
Yeah. Last Monday.
No, last Monday.
Yeah.
Last Monday. So I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Wow.
But I'm still driven and I'm ready. But all that is my work. It's mine. It's all mine. And yeah, you know what? I fell in some way. I so succeed on the other. I learned so much. And my experience of life is so freaking giant.
Yeah. You mentioned something and you called it the triangle, right?
Yeah.
And at one point you had, what was your first business in Bed-Stuy? It was a furniture place, right? Vintage.
Well, the very, very first, my very first little gig was actually, I was training women. I was doing a community class at the Boys and Girls.
Oh, that was your, okay.
I was training women for free.
Oh, okay.
It was, I think, Monday morning, super early. Uh-huh. But I
before,
it's, I still wondering if it happens, it kind of like all happens at once, because the store was definitely 2012. But I remember already, because it was so many things that I wanted to do, that I literally started everything about all at once. Okay. And that's the scariest part, because I was so precise about what I want to do in life. Mm-hmm. And I was so ready. I thought, of course, that I asked the universe to really bless me with so many things. So I knew I wanted to have a little fitness studio for women. I knew I wanted to cater to women. I knew that I wanted to have a store. I wanted to have a little French boutique with some pretty pieces and pretty dress and some home scent and incense and all those beautiful things to make your house pretty and feel sexy. And then I knew that I also wanted to have a coffee shop. I knew I wanted to have that, a place where, we could social. And chill and good vibe. And then I also knew that I was also, as a trainer, that, I had all those things that I could really do, and I wanted to be a mother.
So all these things were on your vision board?
Those, most of the things were on the vision board. Wow. Over the year, they came on the vision board.
Yeah,
yes.
That's cool.
Yes. But the thing really, the furniture store was the very big, the cafe and the furniture store. It makes sense now that I did a coffee shop that looks like a vintage store, because that was exactly the.
It's like the marriage between the both.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I really enjoyed that. I loved the store, but it was just too much, because when I did the store, that's when I met Andre's dad.
Got it.
And that was the man with the van and the inventory. He had all anything. He had it. He's a hoarder. Yeah. So he has so much shit, but he also had access to it. And he had a beautiful eye for beautiful things and interior decoration. So we were a great team. Great team. We work well together. We're great business partner. Yeah. But we cannot be in a relationship. It's okay. It's okay. It's a great relationship. Yeah. I love that one. I really love that one. So he's the one who really brought everything, but it was just too much. It wasn't my vision. It was just the scale was too big. So once I narrowed down businesses, I start seeing that, and the cafe start feeling, that beautiful, loungy vibe.
Yeah. So because one of the struggles that a lot of entrepreneurs that come on the show, and even people that consult with me, right, is the whole working with a partner, balance, working with someone that you're intimately involved with, and sometimes that strain and not knowing how to separate the two cause a lot of problems, right? Yeah. So did you work with him, or did you so you did both? Got it. And so
and that created problems.
Two
power, both excitement, and then working together, money, and then all of a sudden pregnancy, baby drama.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot.
It got dark. It got dark. And then, it got dark. It got so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
What advice would you give, an entrepreneur now, that is thinking of going into business with someone, and, because the energy might be good as a business partner, but it might not work, like you said, it might not work on the personal side, or vice versa.
And some people do really great. I know also a lot of customers and couples that complement each other with the work. Now, to my extent, my knowledge, I really think that I see the dynamic. It really depends on the business that you're going to be dealing with, but most likely, it's the same. It's on the same level than being a couple and having a kid together. All of a sudden, the baby comes in a picture, and it's two different people. Now with two new crazy, neurotic human being with another crazy little one that is a mix of both of us.
Yeah.
And we still haven't even figured out who the fuck we are. And then we're gonna parent that kid to make him the best kid ever on planet Earth. And then while finding each other, finding ourselves.
And then finding, trying to keep the businesses and clients and everything else.
I'm the living proof. A customer actually called me the living legend. And I'm like, I love that. I'm like, yes, hell shit. I'm the living proof that it is chaos. And if you're ready for that, then you know what? Yeah, just, I didn't know. So the same way I did everything in 24 years in this country, I always went on the unknown starting in France. I always did the unknown. I jumped in a situation out of excitement. And along that, process, I took a lot of punch, and I really describe it. For me, it's like an amusement park. Running a business, being an entrepreneur is an amusement park. So you start on a little carousel. Ooh, pretty, it's happy time. It's going to work. I got an idea. And then along the road, you're starting moving to a little scary house. Ooh, you go inside. I hate amusement park. Fucking hate that, really. Because life is just that. And then you get on that roller coaster and enjoy the ride. So a lot of people have, again, we always go back to, yes, it's awesome to be an immigrant. we are coming as an immigrant somewhere in a country. It doesn't matter. It's not about coming to America and the American dream. Yes, it is. Because Europe does not give you those opportunities. There is no way. This is the only country in the world where you can still do it. It's kind of unfortunate seeing what's happening in this country and how things have shifted so bad. And I remember, coming from France, we learn about history, and USA is the number one. That's the shit we talk so much. We learned, in my generation, we had Russia and China. So you study geography, history, and America was presented as that was the shit.
Wow. Yeah.
There is it's the beginning of everything, all the biggest names, and your statue and your street, you get your name on the street. It's crazy. You have it's insane the level of
Yeah.
And then the more money, the more now you gold, your statue's in gold. So that's America. But now, and I cannot even go deep in that, but after 24 years, I've seen a lot of change. So.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful because yes, I had a platform to be who I am. And I say you have to get out in order to, but not everybody has to do it. That was my path. I didn't know that. Now I'm taking 24 years where I built myself, and I'm going back to my hometown, a small hometown.
Yeah. Do you think that's going to be a culture shock for you?
Just another punch in the face waiting for me right at the airport.
Another punch in the face.
Another big one.
Yeah.
I have no idea what's going to be my move. I really don't know. I don't want to be, and I don't want to think about it. That's why I don't want to talk too much about it, because and I already had a lot of people telling me different things. Oh, you're not going to stay. You're going to come back, and you're not going to make it. You're
not going to make it where you're from.
And I'm like, oh shit,
Like, really?
So I'm like, but it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm strong. I come with luggage of it'd be a great intro for a movie.
Yeah, I think I know, right? I think you're gonna do great. Like, first of all,
hell yes.
you coming in with that New York grind, that Brooklyn grind, and you're going out there. You're gonna disrupt them. You know? And they're not gonna be ready for you. But. You've been around so many people in both businesses, because you had SuperFrench Studios and you have George Andres, right? And so I think with the mix of people and the way everyone just gravitates towards you, and like you're gonna rock. So whatever it is whatever it is, whatever.
And I have no idea
what you're gonna do.
I have no idea.
Are you gonna take like a couple months to just like?
Yeah. I'm chilling.
Blend in and chill.
That's why.
Enjoy.
I want to make sure that I sold the business a price that was right for me. That was not. I was not trying to be greedy. As I had a price in my mind, and I knew the value of my business. Yes, no, actually, let me rephrase that. The value of my business is not worth what I really got. Yeah, but my experience that I'm taking out of this is worth a lot. And it's not money. It's the next. I'm so excited and ready for what's coming, because I have no idea, but I'm ready. Yeah, it's like being that superhero. Yeah, where the first time it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do the cape, and I'm just gonna fly, and then fuck.
I fell.
So I'm gonna put some big wings, and I'm gonna go a little tech, and then boom, you still fell. It's all those stages, and then you get up and you do it again, right? And in between you train and you get stronger, and then getting that little Rocky vibe, and But I did that because in between doing all those business, I was also extremely into training. I was working out. I was fierce. SuperFrench, that's how SuperFrench is born, you know. I was really strong. I had like crazy arms, crazy legs. I was extremely fit. I was a badass trainer with a French attitude already. You know, the French too that have been attacked on Yelp and Google. Like, I love it. People call me testy and rude.
They call you testy
and rude. I didn't know what testy means, so I Google it and testy, Testy.
Yeah.
Testy and rude. And I was like, at first I was just like, yeah, fuck you, testy and rude. But not true. Drama, that little hashtag drama week, getting mad, testy. And then I was like, you know what? Hell yes. Actually, I remember you. I remember every single person that writes me a review. I know you. Either I had a conversation with you, and it was already a done deal, but you felt like you had to say it again. We had it. Or I saw you in my spot. I saw you. And then, but at first, but then I was like, yes, tasty and rude, I am. And I embrace it. And once I embraced that, I was just like, this is cool, actually.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah. Yes, I am sometimes extremely, extremely rude. And I don't have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me tasty and rude, okay? And, but I also have a good sense of humor. Yeah. And I know when to, so, sometimes you're going to get that, sometimes you're just going to get that little
But you know what?
And that's part of the, but again, this is my experience of life. Mm-hmm. And, I'm sorry, I hope I didn't hurt you too much. And then let's move on. You learn something, I learned something,
And that's it. Yeah, I love it. Let me ask you something, right? So, you're going to take a couple months off, right?
Yeah.
But I want to go back with the baby, right? Because that was really one of the impressive parts for me, right? Because I loved the way you moved. Like, I saw you at Jetro. So for the people that don't know what Jetro is like Restaurant Depot. It's a nightmare, right? So Jetro is like BJ's and Costco, but for restaurant owners, right? And so I would go in there and I would see her with the baby and cart full of stuff. And it's not even a cart. They have these big metal, like heavy, like
making crazy sound.
I don't even know what they are. Like carts. Yeah, like they're big carts,
to stack up shit, and then you gotta push that.
You gotta push it.
Because you wanna load that truck, because you don't want to come back for another month.
It's like 7 feet tall. It's like 7 feet wide, and you're pushing this thing both hands.
I used to pack that shit in my
the little car.
My first one was my Nissan Maxima.
Wow.
I had a Nissan.
Wow.
1960. Was it 68?
The gold one?
The goldish, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that car.
Imagine your Jetro thing in that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
I had to open the box, put all the cups in with the baby, and it was all wrapped up. I was driving around.
Wow, yeah, no.
Yes.
So how was that experience? Like, I never had a chance to ask you, because I used to always say,
well, that's exactly, again, when we go back where I'm an entrepreneur, I'm going to do the business, I got an idea, blah, blah, I have a passion, I'm going to do it, I love it, this is what I want to do, I'm going to be so rich, I'm going to be so happy. Health, no way. No way. And I really don't think, and you know what? Tag me if you find happiness in that. That part, nobody wants to do it. No entrepreneur wants to do that. That's the reality, right?
Yeah.
You think the chef wants to go all the time? At first he wants to do it because he's excited, but at some point he's going to go for certain little things, but you don't want to do that whole thing.
No.
With the kid, where you got to nurse that kid, where you still have to run around, where, you got to carry your shit, bring them to your basement. And then you gotta look your best, and you go back behind the counter and you wash your hands and, hi, how are you? What can I get you? Sorry, the baby's crying. Oh, actually, I gotta change the diaper. Excuse me 1 second. You gotta go and change the diaper. And you don't have no bathroom with, your diaper. You do that shit on the floor in front of the door because the bathroom is small and you got no time. And that kid needs to, we're done. Boop, boop, boop. Hey, baby, good. Let's go in your playpen and let's go back. Yep.
Yep.
That's my life. No time.
I saw it.
And I'm there. And I gotta be, hey, Miss America. Hi, good morning. How are you doing today? Good, awesome. What can I get you? Yes, sure. Have a great day. Thank you. Next, hi, how are you doing? Of course, I'm good today. You too, you good? You know, that shit is not reality. That shit is not reality. It's like a dream. It's it's the pretty thing. That's what you sing on the book with the princess and the glitter. That's not the reality. The reality is like, fuck, man. Damn. I fucking haven't slept, you know what I mean? And that kid is crying right now, but I gotta make that $2.50 put on my register because I gotta pay my bill. So you stay quiet. You stay right there. And you know what I mean? It's like you just, sorry, hi, how are you doing? Sure, thank you. Yes, $3, boom, $3. A few more clients. Stay right here, okay? Because you gotta pay the bills. You already have your debts. You're miserable. And then you have your employees, and then you fucking dark. And you get those, young kids coming, and you dark, and you drag them with you, and you understand, you feel guilty, and you got your kid, and you got baby drama, and but that's my dream, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do, please love me, love me, love me. And you fucked up that whole thing, and you go down, and then when you come out, and you have done with all those punches and all those stuff, and you learn and you bang and you fucked up again, but then you get a little better. Then that's your victory, right? So if you're driven and if money is really you're not driven, then you will go there. And when you get out of the tunnel, that's where, pop, I'm ready. I made a decision. I'm selling the cafe. My brain, my heart and my guts got connected all of a sudden. And I didn't know that would happen. I didn't know how it felt, but I felt it. And then it's like putting it on a chessboard. I made a power move.
Yeah.
But along that, and Mr. Everett's gonna be laughing when he hear that. Mr. Everett is my chess teacher. Chess is the best thing I've done in America. That's the best thing. I'm so happy I learned chess because along the process of learning chess, I was struggling with my businesses. I was in it. It's been 6 years. And chess has been actually showing me and proving that it is exactly, and when I hear my teacher saying that this is the game of life, and it is.
It is.
Because when you play chess, you understand when you make a good move and when you make a stupid move. So when you learn chess, you are losing a lot of pieces. Your pieces are going down, 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 down. When you start getting a little better, now you know how to move your piece, you start losing less of them. I'm still at the beginning stage. I'm like, my ending, terrible ending. And it's funny because now my beginning is really good. My middle is getting there. I can see to move. Not, sometimes, not all the time. I got my teacher running around the car when I make a good move because we take pride of the good move. Because that one was, and then I realized that I'd run my business I started running my business. Or when I started learning chess, I realized that my chess move represented exactly how I was running my businesses. Aggressive. Losing and crying, getting back, taking a piece, losing a big one. I should have swapped. Why did I lose my queen again? The fuck, I didn't see the bishop coming?
Yeah. That's the bottom line of the business. So when you are in angry and you're losing money and you become money obsessed, but getting back to can you be obsessed? Absolutely. Be obsessed with perfection, but don't be obsessed with things that's going to take you off and you're going to lose your queen. You must always be obsessed with the things that, are going to make you thrive. And money should not be. Money should not be. And that's why I struggle with my business because I start having now debts. I got all the credit card. I was going to Costco with a credit card. Wow.
I was dealing cash. What are you doing? Why? You had cash. I was cash only. Business for 5 years. Decide to go and do credit card? No. So I pay off. Done with those fucking credit card. I don't have no debt.
Yeah, zero.
I actually pay all my debt yesterday.
Nice.
All of them. And I could not log in on fucking Synchrony, whatever. I tried to log in, forgot the login because I got so many
password.
Like I'm a password hoarder, like crazy, like an old lady. You could ask my barista. They make fun of me. And then last night I pay off all my credit card, and this morning was the last one because I couldn't do it online. So I called physically and I said, yes, I want to close. And they were trying to tell me, but no, thank you. I'm done. I'm done. Out. Day 2, free of debt.
Oof.
That shit feels good.
It feels great. It feels
It's like
great.
they removed that 500 pounds, that was bench pressing. So, yes, it's, I don't even know what was the conversation, but it covered pretty much, what I've done, 24 years. And then looking back, if I should look back, I don't even know, it might be even too soon to look back, but thinking, now that I closed that chapter and I'm moving on to a next chapter, when I write my book, I want to be able to, and that's what I'm starting doing right now because I know this is the book. I need to do a book. Why not? That shit, it's like, you want to have a book, right?
Yeah, of course.
I want to be on Wikipedia. I want to have my book.
Yeah,
I want
to
have a book signing party.
Yeah.
And I feel like the book is always, it's a good thing to do.
It is.
And to share.
Yeah, of course. There's so many people that can learn. And I once again I commend you because I saw it. I saw it firsthand. I saw a baby, but one thing I wanted to say too. When I first opened up Brooklyn Swirl with my wife, right? I was big on the reason why we even opened was because I saw community, right? In Bed-Stuy, at least our little neighborhood, right? They call it the village, right? You're on Halsey and Stuyvesant, and I was on Marcus Garvey and McDonough, right? And so I remember coming into your cafe, and I would see Baby Andre with a customer, they were playing and people were playing, waiting. Like no one really had there might have been maybe a couple people that were like, yo, I don't really care. I want my coffee and I got to go.
Yeah,
right?
You always got
but
that.
Then, you always get that. But there was other people that came in and just was like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
You help that. You take care of that. I get it. Oh, you're the mom and you're the solopreneur? Wow. Okay. Let me watch the baby while you make my coffee. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got a lot of that.
Yeah, and I saw that. But that's community. That's what I fell in love with Bed-Stuy.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing because you don't get that in different boroughs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so
I got 2 moms, that walk Andre to school every morning. They have 3 kids, and it's my coffee shop is on their way, and they saved me. Like when Andre started kindergarten, I was, I opened my business at 7:30 in the morning. What do I do with my kid?
Wow.
Right? That kid's got to go to school, right? So we are, up at 5:30 in the morning to make sure we both have that time because it's going to be some drama, Mommy, every morning for the past 6 years, I've been dealing with, morning anxiety. Yeah. So if you're a mother, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And that shit is real.
It is real.
Mother anxiety. It's like having you just like bipolar for like an hour prior leaving your house and you're a hot mess somewhere, somehow. Every woman end up putting it off together, get the ass on the train or to the job and do the job. With no sleep, with, boobs ready to, pump and a last minute diaper that, fuck, I gotta clean that now. And then the dog, we did the same upstairs, and you got to open that gate, open that door, and get the best, and go behind the counter. Good morning, how are you doing? Good.
Good morning, how you doing? Good.
$3. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Milk, no milk?
Milk, no milk? Go? Yeah. Would you like a croissant with that?
Toasted?
Toasted?
Andre knows everything. Andre, right now, could go in any coffee shop and give you training. That kid is 6 years old. He's like, when he was like 3, barely speaking. What you want? I got video. What you want? Talks like a little Italian accent. Like, what you want? Hurry, please. You want a croissant? This is good. You want coffee? Coffee. A small coffee with milk. He tell the barista.
Yeah.
Taking the order. Like, funny.
He was exposed to it.
He was exposed.
Yeah.
No fear. School, 1, 2, 3. You go on stage, no crying. When you go, we never cried. The first day of school, crying. I'm excited. It's like, I'm excited. I want to start school.
Mm-hmm.
Kindergarten. I'm excited, but it's a new room. There is no more toys, but there is books. Cool. I'm excited. I'm learning. He's a great student. I was so worried because all that time he was with me, he was like a wild kid. I was getting bad review on Yelp, the kid and the owner, he kicked me in a crotch, whatever. Like that was the funniest one. Like my kid is a ninja. Everybody's like wearing helmet coming in a cafe. Oh my God. What? And the tasty and rude, owner. We don't know if she's in a good mood. She's totally bipolar. Like she's crazy. But then we did it.
Yeah.
And we got all the kids from the neighborhood coming here, mommy dropping the kids in a playpen, and, all the kids were playing and sucking on the toys and changing diapers and breastfeeding. And then now the kids are walking into the cafe. They call me SuperFrench, and the parents still buy the coffee, and we do chess now. And then they came to my studio, support me with my second business. Another crazy punch in the face, opening a studio, swapping a business, a furniture store into a kid's studio. When I started telling people, they were like, nah, you crazy. What are you talking about? And I was so running a business, promoting the next business and talking about the in between. Mm-hmm. So not only I was just everything in the centerpiece is the king, SuperFrench. And I'm not saying, oh shit, I'm the king, no,
I get
that piece. That needs a lot of protection that you don't have when you start. When you start, it's you. And you create an entourage, and you need all this entourage to make you the most successful, right? Mm-hmm. And that entourage sometimes is good, sometimes is really bad. And some make you lose a lot of money. And some make you win and make money. So you have to find out a balance with your entourage and treat your entourage really good. And sometimes I did not, I was just so caught up in so much shit that I fell on being a very good boss. I did. And I'm very aware of it. And I took it. I got better. I fell again and I got better. Same story over and over again. Mm-hmm. You do that with your business. You do that with your relationship. You do that with your kid. You do that with your employee. You do that with your family. You do that with your mother. You do that with everything in life.
Yeah. Every day and every way, I get better and better and better.
Right.
You work on one thing every day. Like, it took me years, SuperFrench, to get things together. You know what I mean? And I'm still not 100% together, but it's just random things. And every time I feel like I'm doing something right, something else falls,
And that's the parenting you want to talk about, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's just
it's so sad.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because really, honestly, parenting sucks. It's awful. It's ridiculous. It's like sending you really on that roller coaster that's gonna stop at the top, and you're gonna go down that hill so fast.
Yeah. It was like one day my son wasn't talking, wasn't walking, nothing. And then one day this kid just started telling me no. And at first you were like, oh, this is cute. But then one day he starts telling mommy, daddy did this. And you're like, wait.
Yes.
Where did you learn how to talk? Where did this come from? And now it's full-blown conversations. He could tell you things that happened a week ago, and
memory is awesome. Memory is awesome.
Yeah,
memory.
When you promise the kid something, they're holding you to it. Mm-hmm. The thing I love about kids, and I'm always comparing kids to entrepreneurs and business, and because I'm so obsessed with entrepreneurship, right, and business and running businesses and the mindset how it works. Mm-hmm. Kids have no fear, right? Mm-hmm. But then somehow, that's why even I don't reprimand my son for certain things that he's doing, because I don't want to limit him. Mm-hmm. I want him to explore, even though I know it's wrong. But I'm just like, look, you want to explore this, you deal with it, and you deal with the consequence after. right? But I'm not going to stop you from trying it because I want you to go for it,
Yes.
right? Because I don't want you, because I see it in his eyes. What is that? I know what it is because I've been seeing it for 30-something years. But you're 3, so you don't know what that is. You don't know if you slam you don't know if you close the car door in your finger what's going to happen.
And we all had it, right?
Yeah, we all did it.
And it never happened ever again, right?
Nope.
Never. You know that you're not going to leave your hands by the door. That's
Exactly.
it. It's a reflex.
It's a reflex.
It's training your brain.
You're not going to put your hand next to the fire. You know you're not going to do certain things.
Absolutely.
You know, my son has this thing where he's punching, and all of a sudden he'll punch our pit bull, and I'm like, yo, do not punch the pit bull. You know, and because the pit bull never did anything to him, he doesn't know. But I'm like, yo, stop, Anu, stop. You know, and then so this is my dog.
He's excited.
And he's punching the dog, you know. And then the dog is walking away trying to avoid, you know, running away from him like, yo, Dad, help me. Meanwhile, my son's like, come here.
I don't want to hurt him.
Pulling the tail. I'm like, stop. And so, and you just see these things in kids and you're just like, I wish every entrepreneur listening would just take that mindset of just be fearless, you know, like kids, and explore, you know, and do what you did. You see what I'm saying? Just start a business and just try. And I hope you guys are listening, because she said a lot of gems. But one of the things that I got from it was it's okay to fall. It's okay to not have things perfect the first time. You're going to fail as a business a manager, but work on it. She didn't just say, "Oh, I was a bad boss, so you know what? I'm never going to hire anyone ever again." You knew, okay, you know what? Maybe I messed up with you. You were a great employer, a great employee.
I was looking for my tribe.
Yeah, looking for the tribe. It takes time.
You know, I had a lot of employees coming, and of course, you know, when you also run a business, you have that fear that you cannot do it all by yourself.
Of course.
So you surround yourself a lot of time with same thing in life: the wrong friends, the wrong group of parents, the wrong business partner. The wrong plumber.
Yeah.
The wrong, you know, account. So
it's so true.
You know, you gotta create that tribe, and then find, you know, the one that are gonna be that understand where you at, and those people you're gonna create. So my last year was phenomenal. Was awesome. I'm so proud of my last team. And I'm not saying that the past team were not good. I had a lot of good team. I always had very good and sometimes really, 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 really bad. But along the road, I have memories of most of my really, really, they're really awesome. To put up with my shit, you gotta be awesome. And some did. Some told me how they felt. And some at the beginning I did not want to hear. And some other I heard, because it was coming from a different person also. I heard their voice, and I, you know, really, really processed it, and it was super hard. And I got better. So the last year was really, really awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm super proud of them.
And I'm
proud of myself exactly. And that's why I'm ending. I could have done 3 more years, but now it's time for me to take a little break, and I didn't want to. I wanted to end on a high note. So I had a great party that my friend threw me, dope party, and I felt good. I was exhausted because I went on 2 weeks of like madness, roller coaster, close out. But I was super happy, and I'm leaving behind something that people are gonna remember, that people will talk about. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, you know. As you just said that, I just thought about something that I know probably my listeners are going to ask me, like, yo, why don't you ask her this? So if you worked all this time working on it, right? And you finally started winning, why are you ending it? Most people would continue and like ride it because now you're finally like you're debt free, right? Like, now it's time to just like, you know what? I'm going to ride this. Now the roller coaster is steady and it's getting to the cliff. Yeah. Like, you know,
it's gonna get boring.
It's gonna get boring. So you're more so of the you're. It's not about the money for you. It's about the process.
Yeah.
It's about you love the roller coaster thrill.
Yeah, because I'm drama. Of course I love, and I hate the roller coaster, but I'm so drama that the roller coaster is really, and the scary haunting house. You know what I mean?
I get it.
I go through that. Oh my God, that's me. So that's probably why I do what I do. And I keep on repeating the same thing. I go from one thing to another. And I remember, you know, my dad saying that, when people ask him, you know, what is your daughter doing? She's in America, which she does. And he was always saying, I don't know. And my parents, you know, coming from France, it was something like, she crazy. Like I did so many jobs. My first 5 years in New York, so many jobs. I was the assistant of a general manager in a French hotel. As soon as I got my green card, I worked, I managed a store. My very first job, I was a barista, and I became a manager. I did co-check. I did everything. I sold flowers. I sold chocolate. I was a makeup artist for Shiseido at Bloomingdale's and Macy's. I've done everything, everything. I worked at a retail store. Everything.
Wow.
Everything. Did I know anything about anything? Nothing. I did everything just like that. I just hopped from one thing to another, and it got better and better and better. I started making more money. Money that my year as a trainer, I was doing really good. Yeah. I was fucking rich. So good. And I was so good. I was so happy. I was in my 30s. I was partying. And that's when SuperFrench was born, you know. Yeah. In a nightlife, love house music, friends DJing, having our own parties, roof parties, you know, basement parties, underground parties. Yeah. You know, like
all types of parties.
All types of parties, boat parties, you name it. Yeah. Miami, all that. So that's super cool. Like, oh my God. So I'm content. I had some amazing 24 years. I'm so content. You know, like, you know, when you meet your elderly and you ask them questions, so grandma, grandpa, I feel like I'm already there. Yeah. And I'm already sharing, you know, that life experience. And yeah, like I'm super pumped. And now I'm bringing my kid with me that so mommy's struggling for real and mommy needs to better herself. So now I need a little bit of calmness. Andre needs to get in roots with, you know, his French ancestor or whatever. Yeah. And he needs love from his French family. And he's going to be so good. He's cool. Good. Mommy's going to be a little bit more writing a book, chilling, you know, got money, you know. That's what I've been joking. I didn't get a lot of money, but this is enough for me to be comfortable with my new beginning. Yes. It's just good. Yes, I'm not going home with, you know, bank account, like, you know, or, gold and
a bunch of debt
plates and, you know, all that. No, I'm only going with a little bit more tats and my ring, and then, you know, just be your super self, and then my little man by my side.
That's cool.
That's it.
So, any last words, any advice that you would give upcoming entrepreneurs that are women, men, people with kids, like anybody?
Yeah, it's difficult to give an advice, right? Because we so do it really because you it sounds super corny. Because do it because you love it, you know. But I'm not gonna make shit money. Yeah, it's okay. I'm gonna tell you you're not gonna get shit, but it's like just go for it, and go for that ride. Go for that little roller coaster ride. And then leave your parents behind, and then just go for it. Don't ask them for shit. Just go for it and take everything, all those fear, all those drama, everything, all those beautiful time, take it and learn from it. Just go for it. Don't worry about the money, especially if you're a young entrepreneur. You know, that should not be, I want to sell that because I really want to make that money. No, it should not be a number. It should not be a number. Because now you're going into a different, like, you know, okay, you're going to hustle. Yes, you have to hustle. But it's like, don't worry about the money. Just do it. And do it the best way you can. And then learn from it. Because what you do now is probably never going to be the same in 20 years or in 40 years. I came as an au pair and I end up, having a coffee shop, in between all the stuff. So, your initial dream is definitely not the same way,
No.
partners are not for life, right? So sometimes, talking about letting go, Sam, sometimes your relationship, if it was great, so let go and let's just be good parents.
Yeah.
And that's what I have. And honestly, that was a blessing also, where I knew they were a good daddy for my son.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could do what I had to do.
Okay. The last question.
Mm-hmm.
Faith, the show's called Faith, Grind, Inspire,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which one of the 3 words resonate with you and why?
I have to pick one.
But
I'm sure. Yeah, because
it doesn't matter. What does it mean for you? Faith, grind, inspire.
It's just you gotta believe in you, and because you're the only one who's gonna put the work in what you really believe, you gotta grind, and then inspiring is just like. So of course, you're going to inspire with your action and your words all together. So if you're true to yourself, it's gold. It's gold.
Yeah.
It's like if you really, and you try to be your super self, keeping in mind that it's not like every day, you get a trophy. It's being your super self where every day is going to be, a dope moments, a drama, a victory, all that, then do all that.
Yeah.
And you will be rewarded, obviously.
Absolutely. Thank you, SuperFrench.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I wish you nothing.
That was serious, right?
Yeah, I love it.
That was a serious ending note.
Yeah, no, I love it. And you know what? I appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate your transparency.
Thank you.
Even appreciate your transparency while you're running the business,
Yeah.
Being your true self is important, and that's what I think made you super successful,
Yeah, and it's good to talk about it. It felt good for me, actually, to even being able to say it and express it, because you never have time to do that.
No.
So it's such a great opportunity. I'm super grateful. Check podcasts till I invite you on my SuperFrench radio.
Yes.
This is actually it's been on my to-do list,
Okay.
and I really thought I was going to do it in Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn, and but it looks like it's going to be taken somewhere else. But this is literally the very last thing that I've been thinking of. I'm like, I want to have a podcast. I love radio. It's sexy. I grew up with radio. You listen to, for me, this is what I miss the most, the radio sound. And I love when I go to France, turning I love the voice on my apps.
Yeah.
French news. There is something about the voice and the sound of the radio. So I'm super
Yeah, wait until you hear this episode.
I invite you. You coming to Paris?
I'm coming to Paris. And my parents got remarried. Their 25th anniversary was in Paris. They didn't invite me and my sister.
Romantic. They didn't invite you? Oh my God.
Isn't that crazy? What kind of parents? 25 years. So when I was 25. But anyway, so thank you so much for coming on.
Merci
and
beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup, right? And thank you guys for tuning in to another great episode of Faith, Grind, Inspire podcast. And I want to thank my producers, Tim, Jamie, Brianna. I want to thank our Spotify family, our YouTube family, our OG Podcast Network family, Cumulus. Thank you guys. Any questions, any comments, you guys can follow us on Instagram. It's Faith, Grind, Inspire. Oh, SuperFrench. Tell them your Instagram.
At SuperFrench USA.
At SuperFrench USA. You got to follow her and support.
Hashtag be your super self.
Yeah, hashtag be your super self. You heard her. All right, guys. So God bless. Continue to grind. Continue to have faith. And continue to inspire the world. Peace.